Hello and welcome, as it is now the 28th day of December 2018, and it is now entering Sunday. About 25 years ago, around this time, I probably would have just recently seen Weekend Update with Kevin Nealon, Saturday Night Live. Well, late 80s and early 90s, that's what I spent a lot of my Saturday nights doing, either watching it or taping it on a VHS machine, of course, to watch it later. Earlier, I made some longer videos, 3/4 of an hour and close to an hour in duration, talking about a different trading strategy. I'm going to go over the basically the transition from, or since the announcement of the Litecoin exchanges. It's been a very interesting one for myself. And I had the time to show these videos, and those who had the time to watch those, I think can benefit greatly from such. I think it's a very good, useful tool, especially when we have these markets that when they're ready to have big moves, they do so. You don't need to know when they're going on. You don't need to know any of the news about what this is going on, although that can also help within this mechanism. All right then. So with that being stated, let's talk about a few weeks ago when the announcement for the Litecoin exchange was made to stop their trading. I mean, for the many weeks moving in, I was progressing more and more and more every single day into my bankroll on Cryptopia. I couldn't believe how large my bankroll got there, mainly because I was buying funds on other sites and moving them there. And it got pretty large. Plus, of course, I was trading, making profits there as well. So I got the feeling that, you know what, I'm probably going to primarily trade this exchange. And then, oh, yeah, we're shutting it down. Oh, time to panic. And I didn't panic, but I have to decide what my strategy for trading is going to be, because I was pretty much committed to that exchange. The first thing I did was I started to Arbitrage CoinExchange with every code I can, or could have, still can if I want, around 20 of them. And the profits were very good. My greatest scores were codes like voxels, fair, monetary unit, and CANN. And other ones gave me some nice profits. I probably lost in a few other ones because you get your profits come in two different mechanisms by doing such, where I'm looking to mainly sell on that exchange and then buy back on places like Bittrex and all cases like Polo as well, and even on cases Cryptopia can work well, but usually not as good as Bittrex. So there's codes like No Limit Coin 2 and so on, so forth, that you can work with those other exchanges as well. And again, you do these by putting in nice little sell orders, wait for them to come to you, check them out, make sure if the main markets go up that you remove them in order, so on and so forth. And also, if someone puts in an order where I want to put a buy order in to buy something at a price of 5,000 Satoshi when it's going for 4,000 or something, okay, I'll sell to you and then buy it at 4. It can make good profits. So you can make profits that way, turning 50 coins into 60 or into 70. So you gain 20 coins, there's profit that way. But if you start investing in something where you buy for 2,300 and the price is, say, down to 1,400 or 1,000, then you could be down still. So you can work in both ways, but the price can be higher too. So you can have it go on those multiple levels. And even just recently, I was able to purchase, I see something was going up, was like 7% higher on the Bittrex exchange. So I bought it up on CoinExchange. I transferred it over to Bittrex. Thankfully, it only took about 8 minutes to transfer. And I sold it for a small, 4% profit. But that's basically what I was doing. And then as the few days went on, I started to realize something. I decided to play the Litecoin game this way. Well, mainly it was Litecoin and Ethereum first at the same time. And Ethereum was an interesting beast because I was able to get some decent plays, but Litecoin always presented a bit better of the volatility. And what I don't like about Ethereum, I don't know how this happens, but I've transferred it on several occasions. It almost seems as if exchanges have to verify, yep, someone has to push a button, it's good to go to your account. Because I can transfer it, well, one night I transferred it when I was eating at the, say, 6 o'clock Eastern time, PM, and I didn't get it till the morning. I think I just transferred a few ethers from an exchange to another one. So that's very disheartening and very difficult to do such with that exchange. So I stopped doing so with the Ethereum. And then I was thinking, I did really good for a few days with really not that high of volatility. Arbitraging Litecoin, it was relatively low for standards, which was getting me pretty excited, and it still is today, for what was available. I remember not months ago, I was going to say years ago, it feels that way, but like 9 months ago, after a major crash day, that the price of Litecoin firmly was trading like 8, 9, 10% lower on HIT BTC than it was on the main exchanges. Okay, well, if that's the case, I'm going to fund my Bitcoin there. I'm going to buy it up and then transfer it over. Now, you got to watch the wallets. But, yes, that's a lot of profit availability in doing it. So in situations here, selling at a price point of, say, 0.16411 and buying it back at 0.16205, with rake being 0.4% combined per trade. And I can get larger plays like buying at 1600 when selling at 165. That's a difference there of like, well, before the rake, or not climbing the rake, a little over 3%, so a little under 3% here. And you can even get better than that. So if I'm seeing, and usually this would happen, say the market was going down, people were selling on CoinExchange, say it went from 161 down to 160, and then the market was rallying nice on Bittrex for the last maybe 2 or 3 minutes, going from 162.5 to 165. So I see that, okay, now I'm going to put a big buy order in, maybe to buy like 30 Litecoin at 0.016 or 20 Litecoin or whatever big number I can afford on that site, whatever, pretty much an all-in bet, basically. Whatever amount of Bitcoin I can put in quickly, I'll put in. And then if it goes through, I'll sell it for the 165. So, okay, I'll buy like 24.2 and sell like 23 point something, and the rest becomes profit. And I was noticing that I was making a decent amount of Litecoin doing this. Even when I was doing all three at the same time, I noticed, well, I made like 1.25 Litecoin today, which was pretty good. I made 0.12 Ether. I had basically 2 plays. I flipped it twice really good, or maybe it was a couple other small ones. And then the other type of plays, I made the equivalency of a couple $100, $300 in the rate, or just flipping these. It's good profit. But I realized that if I was just to focus on Litecoin, that could be a lot more. So I basically sold everything for the most part that I had. And I set it up to only have, other than my XBY on Cryptopia, to only play the Litecoin and Bitcoin. And if I have bigger numbers of both, then I can get bigger trades. Now, I did notice one day with good volatility that I had some really good trades. But for the last 3, 4, 5 days, 7 even, 8, the volatility has gotten so tiny that there has been almost nothing for me to take. I just can't get a trade on there. So I barely am even looking. But I realize that when volatility picks up, I will be looking to see if I can flip 10 or however many Litecoin I can flip at whatever rate is what I'm able to do. And if I can move funds back and forth between exchanges, then so be it. Because if it costs me 0.01 Litecoin to get it out, and the whole thing's making me say like 1.6, yeah, and if it cost me even 100,000 Satoshi Bitcoin to do it, well, with the amount of Litecoin I'm making, yeah. And thirdly, it got so boring day trading LTC with no other action whatsoever, I was forced to reread the webbot again, and I'll be forced to read it again into March, or rather into February, because there's a couple things I was reading and I said, yeah, let's remember to go back to it into February, second week. Anyway, I was forced to reread the webbot and go through charts. So I did, and that's why I did a lot of these technical analysis videos on different altcoins. I accumulated quite a few. Half of the ones I did, or maybe 65% I talked about in the charts. Maybe the other third I might not have, or I did very quickly, really quickly. So I realized I could use a buy low, sell high strategy, and because this was happening in the more medium to later parts of January, this is coinciding with when things should really pick up and later into February, according to the webbot. So I thought, okay, I should be able to successfully put all these buy orders in, because these things are probably going to rally so well that I'm just going to eliminate them anyway if they start going higher. So it was a good time to put buy orders in. And so I did. Some of them got hit. Some of them, many of them didn't. Some of them I've taken away for multiple different reasons. But I just don't have too many options, and I thought, yeah, that's the way to go. Now, the thing about the buy low, sell high strategy, it's a 100% order related deal. You need not even look at the charts, although when doing such and placing buy and sell orders, it is highly recommended that you do such. And the buy orders are expensive, and I'm talking about when you have 20, 40, 60 different codes going. If you have 50 different altcoins and you're probably trying to accumulate 12 other ones you don't own but with buy orders, then you could have like 130, 140, 150, whatever different buy orders. That costs a lot of Bitcoin or Ethereum, whichever your base market you choose. It's very, very expensive to do, where this next strategy doesn't require buy orders, but if you have them, they can work well. Sell orders can work well. You can use them in the same example for the next level, but when you're actually trading within the markets and seeing the charts in the next one, you do better within the other one. And this is typical for simple work, or that of lazy trading, and you need not care about fundamentals because they go up and down, and that's all you need to know. This is going to happen, it's going to make the market go down. Okay, so my buy orders will hit then. This is going to happen, the markets are going to go up. Okay, so I'll have sell orders hit then, because the math will just always work. So that's the basic part of the strategy. All it requires you to do is to log on basically on a daily basis, but you can definitely get away with doing it 2 to 3 times a week as well. Even a weekly basis, you just relatively be fine, although that's only if you have a small amount of codes on a weekly. And you see your buy and sell orders that get filled since you last logged in, and then you manage each one. So let's move on now, as I was thinking this morning about this strategy. And I'm going to talk why I like it better than the traditional strategies, because I can still implement my orders that I talk about. Like, you got a code that's at 3,000. Say it's in the middle of the 18 average at the time on the daily. And I can say, okay, I'm going to put a buy order in for 2,000 and then just leave it. And then as the days go on, if I need to change it, I will. And also, I'm saying to myself, okay, if the market goes up to this certain point, I'm going to put a sell order here. If it goes to an insane level, let's put an order here, kind of deal. And maybe I can't afford too many buy orders, so I'm thinking I really can't afford much, so I'm not even going to put one on one. I'm going to hold Bitcoin. But if I'll wait till prices go lower, because you can get into stages sometimes you'll have to cancel other buy orders just to buy, and so be it. But this also forces one to watch the market, I think, again, on a daily basis. You might have 30 codes, so you check out each single one, and if it doesn't do too much, then that's 3 seconds of putting the code on say TradingView, and then going to the next one. If you see it's in an action form, well then you do the action required. You'll also, I can look at these charts and analyze it in like 4 or 5 seconds, know what to do. And you see it all the time on a daily basis for 7 seconds, then you're gonna know, even for myself, pretty good that way. And also, I got buy walls, sell walls, short-term trading, and well, situations like this, when you're in action to buy or sell, now I can look at the order book and try to distinguish the best possible places to buy and sell. And one of the things that is interesting, because people say, oh, don't worry about this all stuff about short-term nonsense, especially back in the silver and gold days where I put like a 30-minute time frame for silver or something up. People are like, yeah, don't worry about that nonsense. It's all short-term mumbo-jumbo. Yeah, you know what? For long-term traders, most of the time, or 99% of the time, that would be the case. But if you're a long-term trader, now it's time to buy or sell, then that's where the short-term trading can work. Because if you're in the action of looking to buy something, then get the best price possible. Especially in the crypto short-term gain, when 20 minutes or 30 minutes can actually mean a lot. So overall, there could be a lot of potential greater profits, I think, for doing such. And this is, to me, I think, is still a lazy form of doing this, betting this, gambling this, trading this, investing this, whichever term you want to use, compared to other or traditional trading strategies that a lot of other day traders like to use. Because as I look at it, if you take the one time in the day, it can be just the morning. You look at your codes, okay, you got everything set up. Set some alerts up on, say, TradingView. Now, I got a pro account, so I can set several of them up. Or one of the pro accounts. I got like the second level, I think, or third, I don't remember, but I got one of them. So I can set multiple alerts, and I've had 6 or 7 going at one time. Because you know, okay, well, if this code goes here, then it's going to be action time. So you set the alarm there. If it looks like something's going to be very bearish and breaking down, well, at what point do you want to cross below? And then you can set maybe for an alarm clock, a text message, although whichever suits you the best for that type of situation. So just, I can go through different ways, because I went through different examples today of how much you can make. Let's get real. If you're doing this on a day-to-day basis, and you actually see some of the wicks up that I didn't count as, because obviously I was only looking at the closing prices for a lot of them. Well, if you're there and you see it, oh, you get a beep that this code goes over 36,000 Satoshi, say. And then you go over there and you see, yeah, that's where I want to sell. Let's put a seller in for 37.2. You got her in. And then the next day, it's down to 29,000. You're able to get a lot of that in place. And if the next day it's at 41, you realize your next sell target might be around like 52 or 54, or wherever it is in that level. And you put your alarms in, do what needs to be done, and that's that. And of course, within this video, of everything I talk about and anything you do is always within your own risk and own reward. But I'm basically just sharing the different strategies that I'm using, because it was like when I got the announcement that Litecoin was shutting down their exchange, or Cryptopia was shutting down the Litecoin base market, I was literally at a state of shock and this is not good. What am I gonna do? And then I realized, man, this XBY trade with Litecoin can still work. Now, I've already thought of how you can actually trade Litecoin as a base market on mainly any exchange like Bittrex. And the strategy was to insert daily prices into a spreadsheet for the codes that you want to trade and basically watch. And when I say watch, stuff you want to buy if the price is right. And how this would work is when you buy alts, what you would be doing is you would sell Litecoin for Bitcoin and then buy the altcoin. So it brings an interesting scenario that you really can't have buy orders in for your altcoins, or at least restricted to as many Bitcoin that you're owning. However, when I started trading my Litecoin, it was phenomenal getting in because, yeah, let's buy it with Bitcoin and then transfer it to Cryptopia and sell orders with Litecoin. Yeah, that's a great way, and I did that. But when you don't have many Bitcoin on there, we'll say, then that's all you can do. Now, you can still have sell orders in normally and sell them for Bitcoin, which is fine. But you would have to do a double trade every time. So you can make any code a base market by doing this. You can trade Smart Cash and XBY together if you wanted to in this sort of mechanism. And generally speaking, when you have your base currency like Litecoin, whichever one you choose has phenomenal gains where it doubles, triples, quads against Bitcoin, then all of your other altcoins are going to go down in price. And you're going to say, oh, I got to buy them because you have a spreadsheet that tells you that when, say, Stellar Lumens goes down to this against Litecoin, you buy. So then okay, so I'm going to sell Litecoin against Bitcoin at these higher prices. And then I'm going to now buy that altcoin at a random price. And same thing, of course, when Bitcoin sells off, the opposite would happen. Say Bitcoin falls like 40%. That means the other altcoins are going to go up in value because the ratio to Bitcoin and Litecoin or whichever alt you're dealing with would be higher. And then, of course, you'd be selling codes at random times to be buying Litecoin when the price of Litecoin is cheap. And then when individual alternate coins have big rallies, you would notice, say Litecoin's moving like it's now, which it's not, and you have another coin that doubles in price. Well, now it's doubled against Litecoin, so your sell order comes in. I guess it's hard to sell against Bitcoin now that I think about it, but either way, you would see, okay, the price is doubled. And then you sell, you buy your Litecoin, and then, of course, you wait for the price to go lower. So that was an interesting way that I was thinking, and I came very, very close to doing that. But you got to realize that I'd have to have about 40 different codes, probably even 50 or 60 in a spreadsheet. And every single day I'd have to put the numbers in. And then I'd have subcategories for each spreadsheet telling me where to buy and sell orders would be. And then I'd have to look at them each day and then execute the ones and then pay double the rate to do this. Didn't want to. But if you ever want the idea on doing it, say you got a huge portfolio on something like Polo or any other small coin and you want to trade it with other ones, by all means, it can be done. And I think it's a great idea to trade a weird alternate coin that is not so dependent upon other cryptocurrency markets so much against another wild coin that is or isn't dependent on the other markets. Because when you got like XBY or even just, say XBY crossed with like, say, Artbyte, or that crossed with, say, Stellar Lumens or Redcoin, any of those weird coins like that crossed together like a red coin crossed with Burst, you can get some interesting ratios and thus play the ratio games that way. So just an idea for that. I don't want to make this too long, but this is much shorter compared to the last two at under 25 minutes. I'll make it exactly 25. No, I won't. I feel like ending it. So thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.